Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome back to the channel. This is the second in our trilogy of 4.
Trilogy means 3, and
Yeah,
it's the
well,
second and the third because the
exactly.
second and the third
So
are together.
they're together, you see. So it's the first, the second, the third, and the fourth.
All right.
So that's the trilogy.
Okay.
This is continuing into Saudi and what happens around there. We went south in Saudi.
So I looked at the map of Saudi, and I did tell John that we would be doing a lot of driving because it was like 9 hours from here and 9 hours from there, and they're very nice places to see in Saudi, but they are incredibly far apart. So I looked at north of Saudi. We were quite keen to go to Ulam, which is very similar to Petra in Jordan.
But we've been there.
We've been there already. So, well, we've been to Petra.
Petra, yes.
So we didn't want to drive all that way to Ula, and apparently you can only do like 3 or 4 days there. So we decided to rather go south and have a look at the mountains in Abha. It was a lot of driving. We did 5,000 kilometers in just over 2 weeks, and most of it was in the car. So most of the footage is actually taken from the van itself. We didn't really explore too much. We just found that it was very similar to what we know here in the UAE and Oman. And so there weren't many wow factors for us because we've seen mountains similar to Abha. We've camped in wadis similar to the wadis there.
So it's much like the whole Arabian Peninsula.
Very much
is very similar.
But I think if you don't know this area, I think it could actually be quite beautiful and exciting for you to see. So hopefully you enjoy these. I'm now experimenting a little bit more with travel videos, trying to see how I can best do those. So if you have any comments or suggestions, just let me know, because I am bumbling around a little bit with these. There are a few more of the van coming out as well, so I'm really busy on my videos at the moment. So any suggestions?
Please excuse the helicopter in the distance.
Yeah. And we are finally in Saudi. We've got enough petrol to get us to where we need to go, but we're just going to look for a SIM card. This is the first petrol station. We've heard that it's really busy, and so it's filled up already in the UAE. Petrol is a lot cheaper here though. Here's the queue for the petrol, which we're trying then to avoid. So we'll probably go to the supermarket and get a SIM card. Welcome to Saudi Arabia. And which shop is it? Because it's all in Arabic, no English. We're all connected now with data, so now we can start our trip. We're going to Qarah Mountain, which is about a 300 kilometer, 3-hour drive. I suspect that the whole way will be straight with vegetation like this. The big difference between the UAE and Saudi with the road is in the UAE we had a 4-lane highway and the maximum speed limit was 160, and very, very good quality road. This road's alright, and the speed limit is only 100. Although Saudi does have a lot of money, the UAE does seem to show it more. And it's not quite 100% flat. We've got some nice sand dunes as well to look at. Just a little bit to add interest and to keep John away, so that he knows that he has to turn the car when we get to a curve. So this is the parking area for all the cars of for the football, for the World Cup football. People have to park their cars here and then catch buses out
Soon we catch a bus into
into Qatar.
Continue on Route 615 for 122 kilometers.
So, a little more of fun and excitement. Do you know anything more about that, John? I know that it's very expensive to actually go into Qatar at the moment. If you're going to the football, I think it's 5,000 dirhams a car or something like that. So, this is our stop for lunch on our first day in Saudi. Stopped at a very, very nice beach just past the area where all the soccer fans had to park their cars that I showed earlier on. It's a nice quiet beach spot. The sea looks really beautiful, and we're actually just next to a garage here. Cars are all racing to get to the Qatar border because Saudi's playing Mexico tonight at 10 o'clock. And what we passed earlier on, we think is actually for the Saudi cars to park. And then they have a shuttle bus that takes them to Jannah. So it's quite interesting to watch all of this going on. There are also police cars almost every 2 kilometers watching the traffic, sure that everything's going right. We've already seen one big smash. The helicopter on the road. So I wouldn't like to be on that side of the road right now. We're in the town or area of Hofa. Just driven 300 kilometers through the desert, and we're looking at staying overnight at Qarah Mountain, which is quite close by, but so far we've just seen a hill which might be it. I have no idea what we're letting ourselves in for and whether we can stay there, whether it's worth it.
Totally 20 meters.
Yeah. There's Wadi, well not Wadi.
Qarah Mountain.
Oh, Qarah Mountain.
Left, then turn right.
Maybe that's what we saw right in the distance. Anyway, it's going to be 20 meters up.
Doubt that you can even drive up there.
500 meters, sharp right onto.
Doesn't look as if it's got a flat.
In 200 meters, turn right.
There is a museum inside and you can go to the caves there, but it's 50 reals each. we're not prepared to spend that amount of money, really. So, oh, it's a pretty little site. John managed to get up to the top, but I haven't got proper shoes on and I've got a skirt on, and it was a little bit difficult for me, so I decided not to do it. And it's really difficult to find a way to the top from here. This rock looks like an elephant. Good morning again. So we are in Hof, quite close to the Qarah Mountain, which you can actually see in the background here. And we slept in the farmlands last night. We met the owner of the farm yesterday, and we went to go see his little farm and his majlis. This is all his property. He mostly farms dates, but then also some vegetables. And last night they had the soccer. He had quite a couple of his friends come to visit. We saw the cars, but it was all very quiet. Unfortunately, Saudi lost to Mexico, so they are now out of the World Cup, but we didn't hear any of that. But a very, very nice quiet setting. This is then the watering system for the farms. They call them al-falaj. And so the water gets pumped along these concrete structures. There's not much rain in these areas. We have to have irrigation. The date season is in summer mostly, so all the dates will have been picked by now. And there are different various kinds of dates. John is actually just busy fixing our toilet, which is leaking. It's not the actual toilet is leaking, not the pipes going to the grey water. It's really just the funnel needs fixing. Just having a discussion about these canal. I was looking for the word falaj, but falages are smaller. Yeah. And just wondering if this is a better system than actually having pipes. There are also signs everywhere of please don't fish in the canals because the fish will make you sick. now to Riyadh. So it's changed, it's now into 3 lanes and it's 140 kilometers speed limit. So, oh, and there's a McDonald's. That's the first McDonald's we've seen. John says these are huge water tanks. So collecting water, storing water. We're coming into Riyadh now. All a bit dusty and dry. This is a little bit more the modern part of town. So we've got IKEA here, quite a few well-known shops, and the writing is sometimes English, sometimes Arabic. Sometimes a mix. Modern shops on this side. Good area to learn how to drive.
Right through the middle of town.
We're just having fun with all the Saudi drivers. Who have absolutely no patience. And the lanes don't make sense. They also
They just stop and start arbitrarily.
I'll have to look up what bridge this is. It is a bridge, or just it's quite a modern looking thing. We're actually battling a little bit to find somewhere to sleep for the night. There's Wadi Hanifa here in Riyadh, which is about 120 kilometers long. But there's not much information on it, or how to get into it, or where to go. The place that we did go was closed, and I think they're busy fixing it up or developing it. I'm not quite sure. So we're driving in very nice Riyadh, peak hour traffic. It's the beginning of the weekend. There's a campsite further along which we're going to go have a look at and see. But if it's anything like the UAE campsites over the weekends, it's pretty loud and pretty busy. So John's a little bit fed up. He's had enough. We've been driving all day. So hopefully we'll be able to go there, because there's nowhere else to go really. It's all just desert. And well, we're in the This is then the camping site in Uraid, close to Riyadh. It's in a wadi. It's pretty much what we used to in camping. A bit harsh. We were hoping to camp where there's a bit of an oasis or something, where it's a little bit more cool. But this is also quite pleasant. It's not in the open. It's been a really long day, so it will be nice just to be able to relax here. Mountain scenery. Just having left the place that we slept. Can't remember what it's called now. With no internet connection there. But although we don't really need it, we do prefer it. So we're going to go to a lake which is quite close by. See if that's a nice place. They've got internet connection there, and if it's nice we'll stay there, otherwise we'll carry on. We are currently still on the road to Albisha, but we have stopped just to overnight in this tiny little village called, I don't know what. But we have seen some really, really nice sunsets. The clouds and that are, or the lighting is really, really pretty.